movie night. And we watch some of these movies, watch what's going on in terms of how they're giving us all kinds of hints and all kinds of, hidden secrets about how life could be. And there's one particular case where, again, Limitless, if you didn't see it, where he accessed 100% of the brain and life was a whole nother world. But they always try to show where there's calamities that can happen too, living in a world that's not losing as much. But in the end, it's one of those stories that ends, on a high note, where he still is able to show you that using more of your brain is the most essential in these times. But what happens is that we have been taught that the only thing that we use our brains for is the limitation of what we have got academically, right? And this is all tied into the time piece. Because you got so much time, you ain't enough time, you gotta go to school, you gotta do all this thing, and try to get your left brain to be filled up with a whole lot of data to help you now consider what you want to do with your life vocation. So it's like you're jumping into a space in your brain that has nothing to do with what your natural inclination would be. How many of us have a natural inclination coming out of the right brain to do something and then go to school based on that? You see what I'm saying? And what happens when you're coming up, before you even have any cognitive knowing, as a baby or a child, you always say, what you want to be when you grow up? And there's all kind of stuff. Right? And how many of you have said what you want to be when you grow up? Raise your hand. Who's asked that question? You have asked the question what you want to be when you grow up?
I've asked, but I don't remember if I was
being asked, but you asked the question what you want to be when you grow up. How many, come on, raise your hand again, I want to see what the percentage is. How many of you have been asked or even asked yourself what you want to be when you grow up? Is that your yes? That's your hand up? Okay, I got it.
I'm still asking myself.
That's the point. So I'm saying to you that if you, how many of you are doing what you said you want to do when you grow up? You see what I'm saying? So that means that y'all are still not grown up. The only one that asked to raise her hand was second one was she's doing what she wants to do. So if you ever hear her complain, if you ever hear, I'm telling you, that's like a confession. If she ever complains, then ask her whether that has fulfilled all the things that she said she wanted, all the variations of it. Sometimes you get pieces of it. Right? But if you ever hear her complain and whining about anything, she start whining, give her some cheese. Give her some cheese with that wine. All right? So, and she'll eat cheese. That's why she's like, well, but so the point is, that means that all of you are not growing up. I'm doing what I love, what I want to do. And mind you, I have not always been doing it. But I knew one day I'd be doing what I'm doing as teaching. And it's also dealing with, the self-development, helping people, that kind of thing, and communicating and talking to radio. That's something I wanted to do when I was little. I wanted to do communications. That's another listen to the radio when I was coming up and listen to great icons. I had an opportunity this past weekend to be with Bob Law, one of my mentors, powerful brother, master communicator, the famed night talk. And of course, still an activist, very active activist. I got a chance to hang out with him. He was there, he was one of the presenters, at the Men Hail Thyself event, family day event. So I'm saying to you, I feel, but I'm still working on perfecting it and connecting it so it can really truly be self-sustaining. Not that I'm looking for lots of wealth in that kind of sense, But I want the wealth that will allow me to sustain what I'm doing to maintain a life that doesn't have to still continue to deal with stress. So one of the things that I have to get away from is attaching it to the money per se, as if that's a goal. I have to attach it to not time. I have to attach it to my art. I have to do my artwork. I have to do my artistry. So I have to have that level of consistency and focus and discipline to continue to do what I can. But it's easier to just not do nothing. You got it. It's easy, but then you have people like, of course, have a great partner, and a co-helper, and to support me in staying on track, and we support each other to stay on track, to stay focused. This is something that's great. Sometimes you don't need to be deviating, you start chilling out, Sometimes you got to get knocked back into reality, and this is what we got to do. So, that's what happens when you begin to start vibrating at certain levels. You start drawing to you people who can support you, as opposed to those who support you to do nothing. Because if people support you to do nothing, trust me, that's part of what you attracting because you don't want to do nothing. Don't be saying, man, if it wasn't here, I'd be doing something different. Yeah, it wasn't him, her, nah. No. Take responsibility for your creation, for your attraction, for your vibration, for your magnetic force field. Because nobody's in your force field by accident. Nobody's snucking up on you while you weren't looking. All of a sudden they're your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you loving them. You know what I'm saying? Don't choke. I'm saying you because that's part of the reality. Wherever you vibrating, that person's there with you. And they are exactly what you are vibrating at. And not because, they are less or you are more, or they are you are more less and they're more. You have to determine what is the mirror and lesson for that relationship. So you can be able to see whether that's going to grow and make itself, become more purposeful, or sometimes it may dissolve. Or more than likely, you have to determine that by being in the moment and not looking at, well, if you was helping me doing something different, but then somebody come along and then they give you the idea that this is what you want, and you think you're going over here with that, I'm thinking that, no, because that's part of not really working to find out what the blessing is and the lesson is that this person brings you. So I don't know if I deviated from what I'm trying to get to. The point being made is, it ain't that. It ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't got nothing to do with the calendars that we now been forced to, to utilize as the basis for us navigating through time. If everybody would get up and say, okay, I know it's May 1st, could go on the calendar says so, but I know it in reality is Red Crystal Skywalker. And then when you realize that, then you want to see how it relates to you based on how you're navigating. If you're navigating from the yellow or the southern position, you're going to find out, well, what does that mean for me, and what am I working with today and energetically, and how can I make it make sense for the highest form, not for the negative, not from trying to find something wrong, but to find the best of what's happening. So today is a Red Skywalker day. You want to figure out, well, what direction would that be for you, and what does it mean for you in terms of it being a red direction? And you would determine that based on your navigation, whether you're traveling, we're all traveling east today. Well, because we're all traveling east don't mean that we're all having the same experience traveling east. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if you're traveling east and you're from the southern direction, what would be the relationship that you're having traveling east? If you're coming from the western direction, it will be right. You have to determine what direction is coming from for you. If you're coming from, of course, the northern direction, well, what direction would it mean for you? And it should mean a lot for you in a lot of ways, but I'll come back to you. You go ahead and figure it out. When I come back, make sure you have no excuses. And if you're coming from, well, of course, if you're coming from the east direction, you know it's supportive in that regard because it's actually complimenting where you are, so it's positive. If you're coming from the west direction, you know that it's challenging getting here on time. If you're coming from the, again, western direction, but you were here on time, before time. So that excuse that you can't get here on time because it's in your challenging direction, right? Yeah? Okay? So now we want to be able to understand that. First, know what it relates to you, what it means to you. See, you don't have to get caught up in all the things, all the language and all the words, because those words can get you it can hypnotize you and make you dizzy, put you under a spell. That's why again we have to spell words in order to use them, right? When you taught how to spell, right? So now when they taught you how to spell, they were teaching you how to put things into magical trance by the language. You know what I'm saying? So you've been taught, you learn how to spell words, right? Words are how to spell. It's spell. You can't use a word without spelling. But the first thing you get is the alphabet, 26 letters, and then they tell you, okay, use these letters and configure them into these so you can make a sentence. So now after you have a sentence, you can have a conversation, or you can have a discussion, or you can start writing a paragraph, and then you can have a story come about it. So that's the magic of the words. Even though the English language is the very most convoluted language, barring none, it's the most convoluted language. But it is the language that's universal. Because almost everybody is trying to figure out how to use English and want English to be the second language. So, on the first language, some of us is all language. So the question is, how much of that is being supported in our getting to know these languages? Like I said, there's a lot of words, and a lot of words can throw you off. So let's keep it simple. Don't complicate it by trying to figure everything out, because your brain ain't ready. Remember, you're only using 2%.
You went down lower.
See, even your brain knows that you're kind of teaching you out about at least 8%, right? But you know, but you're using so little of it that you want to make sure that your brain gets challenged to go to another area in a neighborhood in your brain. And that's all you want to do. You want to create new neural nets. You know, you want to pop. You know, you want to get dead and dormant to the degree that you're not excited about life, because you can't be excited if you're living in one neighborhood and you get bored and nothing's happening. You want to move into another area. So this information, of course, everybody knows everything that is written on this board here. You know everything that's written here. You know everything. You know red, right? You know crystal. You know Skywalker. You heard it before. You know it. You know the R. You know E, D. You know all that. You know that. You know I. You know dedicate, right? You know in order to explore. You know explore. You know all these words, right? These are not new words to you, right? Are they? Maybe they are.
No.
The words are not new, right? The alphabet is not new, right? So if that be true, and it is, I maintain it is, then the only thing that's giving you a problem with this is the uniform in which it is placed. You see what I'm saying? The way it's been placed together is what throws you off and say, well, what do it mean like that? You know, now you're forcing your brain to go into another area. To build a new neural net, right? A new neighborhood going into. You want to relocate from that neighborhood where you didn't never have this. All the information that I bring y'all now, they never had any information that took these words and put them in this sequence, right? But now they're in this sequence. Now you got to be able to say, use your cognitive knowing. You already know what "the" means. You know what name means. You know what assigned means. Now you got to be able to put them all together so they can make sense. And then you do that when you continue to challenge yourself to do so. Now you begin to start getting new experiences. You see what I'm saying? Because you're going to start seeing how it makes sense once you start making it make sense in your brain. So that's what I'm going to say to y'all. That when you're reading this, don't get so caught up in trying to figure it out and the secrets that it's in. Just say, well, I know what book means. I know what of means. I know what kin means. If I say you kin to me, you know, you my kin. You know, you wouldn't say what that means. You know, kin means that what? You related, right? You my people, my folk. You know what I'm saying? Right? So you don't have to get caught up and say, well, what it mean in this anyway? No, the book of kin means that it corresponds to the Galactic. Means that everything is coming together to be relative. Right? That's why I say things are relative, right? So any questions so far? Anybody good? All right. So I want to review. I'm reviewing. So okay, but I'd like to have you so close today.
Yeah, I know. All in your space.
Oh, well, today is a space day.
Or maybe you're in my space.
I seal the output of space. Right? So, see, now you're gonna start word association. You see, when things are being said, without even a mindfulness thinking, you can now relate it to what's going on. You see how easy I did that? So when she said that, I went there. I was like, oh, space is in our information. It's all relative, right? I'm telling you, this is how you learn. I'm not speaking down to y'all. I'm not trying to kindergarten y'all, but sometimes we need to go back, you know, to the ABCs so we can get it, right? So we can really get it. And once you got it, it becomes, you know, very elementary. And why is it elementary? Because it's the elements. The root word of elementary is element. Everything's based on the elements, right? Everything is like air, fire, water. You know what I'm saying? Right? Everything is elementary. It's just, if you get back to the elemental relationship to life and nature, everything becomes that. No matter what it is or how it appears to be, they call it rocket science. What is that? It's not rocket science. What is that? Rocket science. You know, because now they're telling you that you're so stuck on the ground that you can't even get into any cosmic knowledge unless you go to some kind of place where you become what they call a astronaut. You know, so when they come to you and tell you that, well, it ain't rocket science, they calling you dumb. Because if you're smart, you know rocket science, right? But see, we about to bust that right open because right now, all we're doing now is learning how much of you all are rockets. We all are rockets. This is what the time travel is about. We're cosmic beings. We're about to take off. You know what I'm saying? We're galactic beings. We are moving into a level of energy vibration that takes us out of our mundanity of humanness, limitation. All I am is a body trying to figure out how to make $1 out of night. I got to struggle, I'm hustling. You know, what is that? And there are people who ain't doing that. Now, if everybody was living like that, then you can say, well, you know, there ain't no hope. But everybody not living like that, right? Everybody not living hand them out, right? Are they? Maybe I'm confused. And the ones that are not living like that are the least suspect. You don't even know who they are. They ride with you on the bus, but they ain't got a problem getting on the bus with no change. They sit next to you everywhere you are. They come to Sevananda, you don't even know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because they have perfected the art of realizing that everything is elementary. And loving yourself enough is going to allow you to go into areas of your brain that you may have been afraid to go into the neighborhoods because you've been profiling those neighborhoods. I don't want to go over there. It's scary over there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go somewhere that you don't, like, I don't know what's going on over there. That's how we live in our brain. I don't want to go over there. That's where we caught there because who knows? It's kind of dark over there. You know what I'm saying? And what we're going to try to get some, all you got to do is bring the light. Put the light on it. You know, everything is opened up and illuminated when you put the light on it. And this is what we put the light on. So knowing your galactic signature is important. So, back to you. You know, I forgot, right? So, and the whole in my space thing that you said. And actually you're not, because you're in your own space. What is it for you today traveling in the eastern direction? What experience are you having today? What experience relative to your galactic signature? Now I want to don't give me your story. Let me know from the galactic signature part, what direction are you traveling and what's the relationship that it says in your signature?
So like you said, we're all traveling east, so, and it's that, for me, that's the hidden.
Okay, now, can you hear her? She said that for her, that's the hidden. What does that mean for you? What body is that? Because now we want to make sure we equate them with the bodies. Because remember, we have 5 bodies, right? Everybody aware of that? Working on the concept that we got 5 bodies. Everybody got that? 5 bodies. Who does not have that grasp yet? Do you have your signature yet? She gonna give it to you.
No, he's gonna give it to
No, she gonna give it to you. No, okay, that's good.
I mean, I know what it is.
That's fine. I'm just, don't worry about it. I don't
But
think
I
you
don't
do.
know about the 5 bodies.
Don't worry about it. That's what you're here for. You all gonna know about the 5 bodies in a minute. You're aware we got 5 bodies, right? Now stand up, because now I'm make you an example. Make an example out of you. Come on, okay, there you go. Now you heard her say she knows you have 5 bodies. Now tell us what those 5 bodies are. Not your actual signature, but tell them what are they in the esoteric? What are they?
Okay, the emotional body, which is today for me. You have your mental body, you have your physical body, you have your spiritual body, and then of course you have the soul.
Got it? So now, you got it? But now, thank you. See how easy it is? See how pain is with it? But mind you, what we want to do is to make y'all not to have to think about it so hard and keep it so hard. So what we have done, because of me visiting another neighborhood in my brain, I discovered that there's a way to do that to make it make sense. So we start what? The mental, the emotional, spiritual, and the soul.
Physical, no physical. Well, it's a
Yes.
mess.
That our physical body is in.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So now we know we got 5 bodies, right? So now we know that we never forget how it works in sequence. Not necessarily in that order, but it helps us remember as an acronym. That our physical body is in a mess. And the mess it is in is the mental, emotional, spiritual, and soul. Our interpretation, our perception of life is exuded through this body. So our experiences that we have are not the physical experience when we walk up to somebody and tell you, no, everything that's happening for you is in this, what I would call intangible bodies. Keep on the right there. That give us our tangibility. So what your mental experiences are, it's going to be what? Defined through the physical body, right? Your mental challenges, your mental perceptions, your mental conceptions, your mental disruptions, your mental illness, your mental attitudes, everything that you have is not out there somewhere where it can be seen. It can only be determined through, right? If you say he's crazy as hell, you can't say he's crazy as hell, but he's physically all right. He acting crazy as hell, right? That means that mentally is where his problem is, right? So there is a separation between the levels of experiences we're having. It's not all one thing. It may well be a mental issue. Now, in your mental body, it tells you, according to our cosmology, which we're learning, that it is the challenge body, right? Right? Everybody go to their mental page. Everybody have the signature. Who had the signature? Go to your mental page. Those you don't have it, you'll have it in them. She gonna give it to you in a minute. All right.
Initiated.
Renee? Oh, Renee's not here. Renee's not here. Abba. Come on. Oh, well, you know what?
What?
I want you to do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So now, Abba, what's your signature?
Red spectral dragon.
Wow. Now this is the mother jam of the nature. You know, this is the one that brings the energy of what they call, and the galactic name is Emish. But she is the first of the 20 solar cells. Emish is the first. She's the initiator. She's the one that brings the nurturing energy, you know, the vibration of the mother, maternal instincts and all that. So she's our mother of the class.
Oh, wow.
I tell you, don't forget it. And you'll learn more about who she is when she begins to look at it and read it. And she begin to see. I want you to read that out loud for them, the essence of read what this says.
Onyx.
Emish.
Emish is the beginning of the cycle. It is the fragmentation of the one in order to create many. This fragmentation or offspring of the one still carries the essence of the original source. Everything is one. Emish is the essence of oneness within all things.
Look at that. So that's going to be what her vibration is. Now today, she'll realize that she's living through. Now read your affirmation.
I know.
Go.
I dissolve in order to nurture.
Go ahead.
Releasing being. I seal the input of birth with the spectral tone of liberation.
Well, don't pull it yet. What's the last part of that?
Liberation.
No.
Oh, I am guided by my power double.
That's what we're talking about. See, and she had to say it because she already said it. You know, she didn't have to repeat that because she's already said it because she's guided by her own power double. Because when you guide by your own power double, whatever she said previous to that is the same thing that she's going to say as a guide because she's in the spectral tone. And spectral means what? What number? 11. And the tones that give you doubles is going to be the one dot. Remember, anytime you see a one dot, you're gonna see that the power is doubled. So that's magnetic, rhythmic, which is one dot in a bar, and spectral, which is one dot and two bars. See, so now you'll know that's a little tidbit. Blessings. All right. All right, so now she got it in her hand. She ready to jump in the class now. What y'all want to say about that now? And she knew hers didn't even have her signature. How many of y'all can pick on you right now? How y'all stand and do yours like that? She didn't even have hers. Well, you got yours too, but you didn't do yours before that too, didn't you? Okay, but that's good. So I ain't gonna show off. All the spectrals want to show off now. You know? But that's the point. And even though it's the spectral dragon and the spectral serpent, you know, they dissolve differently. Now, in fact, you might go ahead and stand up and say yours, because now she's also spectral, but listen to hers, and you'll see the key words are there, but she has a different mission, a different contract, a different what? Assignment. Go ahead and say it.
I dissolve in order to survive, releasing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the spectral tone of liberation. I am guided by my own power doubled. I am a polar king. I transport the red galactic spectrum.
Right, and she gonna learn what that is and see how powerful that is, because what that means, briefly, is that when the red spectrum comes in, you bring that red spectrum in. So there's a red spectrum, there's a white spectrum, there's a blue spectrum, and a yellow spectrum. And every time a series seasonally happens, it starts out with the red spectrum circuit. So you initiate that into order, and you'll learn more about that when we start learning about the different tones and stuff. Oh, look at that, a great surprise. Come on in here, get you a chair. Sit up front so I can bother you.
Yeah, we used to work together.
Did you? That's why you don't sit together. That's how life is. Okay, so y'all good? So we got it, right? This is how we learn the pattern, right? The pattern is that the mental body, I want everybody else to go to the mental page, right? And I told everybody to go to the mental page, right? Everybody has the mental page? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna get somebody to speak loud, because no matter what your color or your direction that you're in, you're gonna have the same experience with that. Do you have yours yet, brother? Oh, you left it? Okay. So, let me get somebody to stand up and say it real loud. And just read what the challenging sons are, because it's the challenge direction. Why don't you stand up and read yours? Just read that. Read it real loud so we can hear you now.
The whole thing?
Just read that paragraph.
Challenging sun comes from connections between red, east, blue, west.
Now stop. You realize it's going to tell you how it interacts to give it the challenging experience. So red east, blue west, meaning that east and west are what? Antipode, right? Opposites each other, right? So that's why it's the challenging direction, which brings it into the mental body, because that's where your challenges are in your mental body. And maybe in other bodies too, but this is where you have the challenge to really regroup and reconnect and recollect and to remember. Go ahead.
And white north, yellow south. Challenges come from suns that are directionally opposite the sacred sun. There tends to be an even present tension during the challenge day or in a relationship to a challenged person. This can be viewed in a positive light when we take into account that challenges strengthen us. Within the mind cycles, challenges also help trigger us into memory reconstruction. With the friction and resistance of a challenging connection, we can discover our true divinity, power, and divine purpose. We remember our inner truth and realize you will be activated into cosmic remembrance with this connection. For spiritual speed freaks, this is a connection you will find yourself falling into in order to get most of your spiritual knowledge. Hang on.
Okay, everybody read the same thing, right? Because that means the same thing no matter what's going on for you. But you have to know what's going on within the day in question based on the color frequency that we're running. So therefore, today's a red day. For him to read that, he would have to determine what that means for him in terms of the experiences that he's having today. Now, mind you, there's no absolutes about it. Well, I didn't have a challenge today. You may not be. You may not be necessarily that's going to happen. But you're aware of it, that is the potential for what's going on energetically, based on your interaction with the day in question. You follow what I'm saying? So now you're looking at days from a different standpoint. Not just because it's Tuesday, you know, and the white boy bothering me at the job, you know. It ain't about that. It's about you being able to have a vibration that tells you exactly how you navigate, so you can know where you're going in terms of knowing where the roads are and knowing what's there to look for, and know where the potholes are, know where the roadblocks are, know where the, you know. You follow what I'm saying? You're just thinking about it in a mental sense. So you know, mental is a challenge, right? So these are the 5 bodies, right? Again, make sure we see that. These are the 5 bodies. The next one is the emotional body. Because these bodies are what the bodies that we have, right? This is where they call it the hidden power is, or the occult. Or, if you want to put the whole thing together, the hidden and unexpected factors. Point is, how many of you are experiencing the emotional direction today? Raise your hand. This is your emotional body day. Raise your hand if this is your emotional body day. Put your hand up. So this is the emotional direction, right? It's a red day. So the red day would be emotional direction for those. It says yours. What is your signature?
Red Skywalker.
That's your Skywalker. That's your signature. So today is your signature day. That's your emotional day. Today would be your soul day, your galactic day. But what's your full signature?
Red Skywalker, self-existent.
Red self-existent Skywalker.
Red self-existent.
Right. So therefore, today is your galactic return, but it's not your tone. So today is the Skywalker day, but it's not necessarily your galactic return day because that doesn't have the self-existent tone, but it has the crystal tone. So it's a red crystal Skywalker, but it is your, if you will, it's your sun solar seal day, Skywalker. You follow me? It's coming. Okay. It'll come because today's the Skywalker day, so you got to follow the sequence. So it's not. So that wouldn't be the emotional day for you today. It would be your soul day. Because you get your soul incarnated on this day, on the Skywalker day. But it would not be your emotional day unless you were in the blue direction. You in the blue direction? So today's a mental day for you? Okay, so, and to show you how this works, if you look at the characteristics of what will be happening for you if you were on your actual day, which would be like, if you Emish is your challenge day. So on an Emish day, you know that it's really, truly, directly connected to you, what's going on with you. But what's your total signature? So on a red resonant month, on a red resonant day, or a red resonant dragon day, that would be they call your perfect challenge day. Because the tone is the same as well. And because it's already your challenge body, you know that it will be your perfect day. But even if it's not the same tone, it's still your challenge day. Okay? So you begin to start looking at it from the vantage point, okay, there's a challenge day. And I mean, it's a thing. You don't get too caught up in it and say, well, I ain't no challenge today. Like our brother, like last time he was here, perfect example, he was like, yeah, I'm out there, I ain't no challenge today. You know? And then after a while I hit him, he said, wait a minute. By the way, yeah, I did have a challenge. It was a challenge with it because you want to put it in context now. Right? So your emotional body, I want everybody to tell me, okay, what's your emotional body? Huh? It's Ben. What's your today? Right? What's your emotional body?
How do you say it? Esnet?
That's now. So she's your emotional body. Right? What's your emotional body? No, no.
Akbar.
Akbar. Right. So see, they sitting together so that they are having an emotional interaction from soul to that. What's your emotional body?
Chichen.
Chichen. So okay, which will be her sitting back there it will be your emotional body. And emotional relationship. What's your emotional body?
Men.
That will be the ego. What's your emotional body? Key. C-I-B. Right. What's your emotional body? Waniques. Right. Which will be her sitting back there in the corner there in the back there. What's your emotional body? Oak. Right? Because you came in on what? Blue, right? So oak is yours. So the northern direction would be your emotional direction. What's yours? What's yours? Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying to you. You ain't listening. he's listening, he would know that yours and his is directly the same. And he's been in it a little longer than you have.
I'm exactly like him.
I don't know exactly like him.
Everything is the same.
What's your signature?
White Cosmic Wizard.
Really?
Mhm.
You sure? What's yours? What could be different?
I don't know, he doesn't have the same birthday.
That-
Maybe it doesn't.
No. Because the relationships are the same. Because every wizard has the same relationship with the same bodies, the same solar system. It don't change. It's consistent. So if you're a wizard and you're a wizard, you have the same solar system. It may be different. Now in your case, everything's the same because y'all both cosmic tone. You see? But if it was different tone, it still wouldn't change the body. It would change the relationship vibrationally, but it wouldn't change the different relationship in the body. Yeah, 13.
And my kin is 2
We discovered that about 2 hours ago. We discovered that. Right?
Manny.
All right, come on. So I want y'all to get the patterns are there, y'all. Like I said, but you gotta challenge yourself to go to another neighborhood. You gotta pack your stuff up and move to another neighborhood. And move out the neighborhood that's got you can't figure it out. I don't know. I forgot. Once you say that, the brain obeys everything you tell it to do. If you tell it to forget, it forgot. It wants to do everything you tell it to do. I mean, nothing you doing now you would be doing if you didn't get your brain instruction. This brother right here, see how he's sitting right now? Now, if he was sitting like this and he didn't tell himself to do that, he'd be concerned. He told himself to sit with his hand on his chin, on his leg. All that is a maybe unconscious thing, but if he didn't tell anybody to do that, he wouldn't be doing it. You're turning around because of that same reason. You're holding your hand there. You're looking at me now for the same reason. You look, I'm saying to you, everything you're doing, even that, you seem to be unconscious, right? You're picking your fingers. Everything you're doing, you give your body a brain instruction to do. Right? So now you have to just give your brain instructions.
I'm listening to you.
You see what I'm saying? Okay? What's your emotional body?
Aha.
Aha. That's your emotional body. What's your emotional body? All right. You see what I'm saying?
Turn around.
Well, because you tell yourself to turn around.
No, because you're talking.
Oh, so you did it because it's on your own? You did it because you said you wanted to see where I'm at talking. Not because I told you to turn around. Because you want to listen. Everything you're doing in your body, your brain, you tell your brain to do.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, but what are you challenging me for? Because this is my challenge to you. You wouldn't be listening to me.
Hold on now.
You wouldn't be listening to me unless you tell yourself to listen to me. So whatever you're doing, I'm just trying to tell you how much control you have of this physical body. So therefore, even if you are getting illnesses and sick, you better bet you gave your body the instructions to have that illness. Your body don't work on automatic. There's an autonomic system, but the body obeys everything, every command you give it. It does. And sometimes when you're struggling to do something, you can't do it, you just ain't doing it because you're not allowing yourself to obey your command. Right? Even just working out. You know how they say, you don't want to do it. But I'm saying to you, it's the same thing with anything else. Your brain is a powerful, powerful, powerful tool. It's a computer. Because everything you tell it to do is going to do. Or don't do. All right, so now we got emotional body, right? Everybody know the emotional body, right? Pop quiz, mental body.
My mental, world bridger.
World bridger. So you find that she sat up front, but I am her challenge to remember, and she is mine, right? That's why she's up here menacing me and picking on me, because that's what she do. That was her soul incarnation, right? It's okay. So I'm not surprised by it. But do you think sometimes maybe we get antagonistic? No, that's how we live, But we strengthen each other. It's challenging us to strengthen each other, not to try to hurt each other, condemn each other, try to, be rude or whatever. We just challenging each other to remember, to recollect. What's your challenge, Riley?
It's me. I'm like it.
Lamont. Lamont. I know sometimes the pronunciation, so don't be afraid to say it. So Lamont is your challenging body. That's your challenge direction. Your challenging suns. Because we call all of them are called suns. They're solar suns. We're all suns. Right? S-U-N, right? Your challenging body. That's right. This is today, right? So today's your challenge day. You want to tell some stories about it? Challenge body, quick. And Miss Jackie Key, one sitting in front of you. So see, I want you to know that she got my back because she's a real Bridget too. Exactly. So you want to be starting something.
Keep around here, so they got my back.
Where you at? You want to be starting something, you know? Hey, we got.
Hey, I'm protected.
That's right. All right, challenge body. All right, was it the eagle? Right, challenge body. Chewing, the monkey. Challenge you to be to lighten up. Don't be so serious all the time. Lighten up. Play, have fun. Lighten up. That's your challenge body. Challenge body. Bam. It's today, right? Right? Today's the challenge day for you then. Wouldn't it be? I'm not actually personally, but it is in the galactic science. It is, right? Today's your challenge day. Challenge body. Huh?
Red Earth.
All right, so red earth. Kabbalah, right? All right, y'all got it?
So
All right,
if
we moving on here.
if a person is this, then that means that person is challenging to you?
Can you just tell this person sat up front here and started bothering me? This guy here 2 minutes ago. Clock time. Yes, you'll find that. That's why it says again. I want you to read what it says. The challenge. Read that again.
Challenging sons
Yeah.
come from connections.
Read out loud.
Challenging sons come from connections between red east and blue west, and white north and yellow south. Challenges come from suns that are directionally opposite the sacred sun. There tends to be an ever-present tension during a challenge day or in a relationship to a challenged person.
Bam. There goes your answer to your question. All right. Okay. Now, mind you, what's going to happen now? You can't walk around. You must be in my challenge already. Hey, where you go? Anytime somebody get on your nerve or something irritates you, you can't be now speculating. Probably yellow.
But that makes it sound derogatory about your challenge, though.
Right.
Because your challenge actually is your catalyzing energy. It fuels you. Because I was challenged to remember why Lamont is my challenge. I was like, art, elegance. I'm a filmmaker. How could that be my challenge? But that actually that's what catalyzes me. That's what puts the fire under me. Is my desire to create art and elegance.
Right. And right. It's not negative. But that was my point. That's the reason why I said it the way I said it. So you don't look at it from a vantage point of thinking that somebody is something antagonistic or something negative or derogatory. You look at it as something that's going to strengthen you, something that's going to bring you into cosmic remembrances.
Exactly.
Right.
I wanted to say also
Go
that
ahead.
it doesn't always have to necessarily be a person.
Right.
Because I found on my challenging days, which are white days, I could have challenge with the traffic. You understand? So I said, okay, it's my white day. I'm taking the back road, you know, or something like that. So I don't get caught. But you know, when I said, Dad, why am I running into all this traffic? Or you know, this person almost hit me and stuff. And I said, oh, it's a white day. I'm taking the back road, right?
You see? So it's all encompassing. You'll see that there are things that may be challenging you to remember to do something different. Stay alert. Not to say, oh man, it's a bad luck day, but you move accordingly with a conscious knowing, right? Now you're navigating, you know, with a little more, you know what I'm saying? You're no longer the victim. You see what I'm saying? Now you know which way you're challenged and you're traveling. You can't say, I didn't know, you know, or whatever. I didn't understand what was going to be the results. Tell you what. Let me get somebody to read.
Cooking food. I saw burning food, messing up. I said, oh wow.
Don't go to our house on a
So
challenge
it's
day.
not always just a person.
Don't go to our house on a white day. She said, I'm cooking something later. What is it, white day? I ain't going to that day. But I want you to read this, though. I want you to read this out loud. You don't have it on yours. Maybe the next page. Read this loud. Read this. Now, mind you, y'all, listen up, y'all. Listen up. Because I want you to, now this is all be on your page where your sacred sun starts. But this first paragraph is my personal note to y'all. So I want to read out loud what that personal note is.
Okay. It says the preceding affirmation depicts the intensity of your essence self. And it is suggested that you invert the world, you and you are, with the words I and I am. This galactic reading places you.
Okay, now some people are questioning their, slow down, people are questioning their heads up because they can't see. On the Sacred Sun page. Go back. Go back. Go back. See, it's a good thing I'm watching. If I wasn't watching, you can say hello. And then, so. You got it? You got it? All right, everybody got it? You have yours, so okay, listen up, okay?
It may say soul body instead of separate soul.
Yeah, soul body. Right there, she's reading that. Everybody got it? She's reading that. No, soul body. Are you playing with me? Bust it. On your first page. Go ahead, I'm getting to read my final.
Okay, I'll start over. The preceding
Yeah, all right, listen up. Go ahead.
The preceding affirmation depicts the intensity of your essence self, and it is suggested that you invert the world. You and you are, the word, I'm sorry. You do say world.
It should be words.
It should be words, yeah. You and you are with the words I and I am. This galactic reading places you on the grid of your consciousness. It provides you with the missing link to the apparent complexities that are posed in the discovery of your journey to pure consciousness. Accept your initiation as one of the 144,000 points of life. It is this knowledge that ends all excuses.
That's my point. It's this knowledge that ends all your excuses. Before you didn't know you had a mental body, you didn't think it paid no mind, you didn't know you had an emotional body, you didn't know you had a spiritual body, you didn't look at the body at all. You thought that was just experiences you were having, that was mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical experience. Now you know that you have intangible bodies that are fueling your physical reality and your physical choices. So once you know that, you can no longer be a victim. Because now you got to be able to determine how you are what? Internalizing the experience from what level of energy it's asking you to do that. So even go so far as to say, if you go and look at Lamont, in this case, right, this is her challenge body. Now today's not a challenge day for her, as it were. Today will be, in fact, let's go to your red page. Today is a compatible day for her. But now, on the actual compatible day of the eventuality, she would be looking at this and saying, okay, now her physical characteristics or her physical body's energy, force field, looks at her as an artist. The task that she has in the physical dimension is creation, self-dependence, trust in the universe, clarity of mind. The gift she has is the source of creation, the beginning. This is you, I'm talking about you. So this is you as a soul body, is what you represent on a soul level. On a physical level, her representation of it vibrationally is that. However, if she's ever in any issues that she now doesn't really have an understanding of, and she's having these problems or these conflicts, whatever, she has to look at what she needs to surrender. And what she needs to surrender is what? Read what it says.
Illusion of lack of support.
So one of the challenges she has in a physical direction, or if you will, in the eastern direction, is that she may think that she doesn't have support. The illusions of that she has a lack of support. So therefore, she can't get that done. Things are not happening because she don't feel supported. That's the eastern direction experience for her. Now, the eastern direction experience for my lovely Lamont, Star Lamont. Read what it says. The aspect is what? The aspect of her emotional body is a warrior. So she ain't gonna tell it, but if you probably talk to anybody who ever had experience with her on an emotional level, she's a warrior. Emotional. She might go back and cry about it later on. But mind you, I'm gonna show you how that works too. The task of her emotional body is to what?
Focus, strive towards it.
illumination, and clarity.
And the gifts?
Strength, ability to bend dimensions.
Right, now mind you, now you gotta know these gifts now. But then, if she's in some illusion or she's dealing with some kind of shadow issue in that direction, what does she have to surrender?
Resistance to faith, belief, and aloneness.
So when she's having resistance to the faith and believe that she's alone or all by herself, same thing as support. She has to surrender that, because that's an illusion. Or you sure to render it gone, right? Surrender, right? Or sure to end it, right? So once you know that, now you're working with that emotional energy. Now you know what's going on emotionally. Because now you say, okay, I see what's going on here. Because any illusion you have with resistance to faith or belief in aloneness, in her case, you know that she's in an emotional slump. Right? Okay? So now you're going to say, okay, and how you get out of it? Go back and read what the power of your emotional body is, and then it gives you the layout of what your real power in your emotional body is. Not the illusion of what? Resistance to faith or belief in aloneness. Y'all follow me? You don't follow me, let me know so I can come over there and bother you. You follow what I'm saying? The power is in the word sound. In this case, his emotional body. His emotional body is what? Ki. So with a K, right? That's with a K. Now, the power of his emotional body, he also is a what?
Warrior.
Say it loud, let me hear.
Warrior.
Right? Now, your task in your emotional body is to do what?
Trust in my journey, bring awareness of right action.
Emotional. So you got to know emotionally, this is what you're working with. Now, because you no longer have to guess at it no more. I say, well, you know, I'm really emotional, you know, that's how I am, you know, that's what it is. Now you don't know where it's coming from, but now you know it's, because now your emotional body has a name, every baloney, right? It has a name. Right? Right? All right, so now you can say my emotional body is Key. So now you can communicate with your emotional body and say, Key, what's up, Key? Key, what's up? Okay. And then now you can communicate now by name. You have to speculate or guess at what your emotional energy is, right? The next thing is that, okay, you know your task. Say it again. Your task is what?
Trust in your journey, bring awareness of right action.
And what are the gifts if you do that? What are the gifts you have in that direction in your emotional body?
Communication with the divine, access to cosmic consciousness.
Come on. Now, if you're on an illusion, you know, you're a victim, you're feeling sorry for yourself, that means that you're living to what? Surrender what?
Limitation.
What?
Restriction and hesitation.
Yes, sir.
So when he approaches his emotional body, should we address him as the key?
Right. When you want to meditate, like what you said, you approach it. Don't act like it's somewhere else, because everything is kind of happening through your physical body. So when you're sitting in a physical meditative state, you say, okay, Key, and that, in fact, talk to all your bodies like that. And say, yo, okay, now you know them by name. This is what the ancestors left us. Direct connection and direct correlation to that which we thought before, but we never thought. We thought it was just something that we couldn't see, so therefore it had no reality. But now you know it has a reality. So everybody you work with has a reality, it has a vibration, it has a name, and it has a description, a definition. So now you're tapping into yourselves, and now you know when you're traveling either way, north, east, west, or south, you're protected because you know who's in that direction protecting you. In your eastern direction, who's protecting you in your eastern direction? Ben. Who in your eastern direction is protecting you? Right? Right? Who in your eastern direction is protecting you? Eastern direction. Look at the blue page.
Because we've been talking about the emotional body.
We go on there.
Where are we?
In your eastern direction. Have you read? It's east. Come on now. Color association, y'all. Come on.
Oh, Skywalker. Yeah.
So Ben got your back in your eastern direction. Wherever you traveling, wherever you get into, whatever issue you going to, you got to call on those gods, those guardians and guides. They're there.
That's good. I like that.
You like that, right? So now you can say, okay, all right, now you're protected. Now, as I said, you got your everything, all four sides, right? Protected.
Absolutely.
Anywhere you go, you good.
Good.
You follow me? Because you tapped in to your energy guides and guides. You say, my God, I got guides, spiritual guides. But now you know you got emotional guides, mental guides, spiritual guides, soul guides, and physical guides. By name. See, the luxury y'all have, being in this class, you know them by name. Test it. Maybe I may sound like it's cute and Mr. doing all that. Test it. Because the reason why you haven't been getting support, because you haven't been calling them by name. You disrespected them, man. Like, you know,
And you.
what's my name, you know? Okay?
I have a question. So on today, I'm only to deal with this red page here. In other words, call on this god, Olmec.
Emish.
Emish.
You don't know how to say them first. If I call you, what's your name?
What's my name?
What's your real name?
Donna.
Donna, I call you Duna. When you be like, my name is Donna, okay? Duna. Right? You see what I'm saying? They gotta learn, because the word sound, the vibration is gonna let them, oh, okay, be alert to you. And you know how you get that, the alert? Is being still. That's why meditation is gonna be another one of our classes we're gonna do. We're gonna learn how to be still. Because when you still, that's where you get the attention you need. You ever notice, speaking of navigation, you ever notice when you're on the road traveling, you're driving, sometimes traffic is backed up from here to west to here. And you're sitting there trying to figure out how to get out of this traffic. And when you get to the point where the traffic is being backed up, the problem's on the side. But everybody's, let's see who done stopped. Who done got in trouble, who done, because everything is in motion, right? When things are in motion, when a body in motion, things stay in motion. When things are in motion, you don't get no attention. Because you're too busy moving. But when you still, you get the attention. Everybody's over there, trying to figure out what the hell was going on, what happened, how he get turned on, what he done did. They shut down himself, you know, if car broke down or cop police pulled him over, whatever, because everybody wants to see. The stillness gets attention. That's why meditation is so important. Because when you still, now the cosmos will say, oh, okay, you got stillness. What are they asking for? What kind of support are they asking for? Right? They're with me. So now, again, you know your body's names. You know, so you don't have to talk about, yeah, well, you know, see your emotion. No, no. Are you in the shadow of your body or are you in the light of your body? Moving right along and be moving into the end. Make sure y'all all on tape now, so act like y'all don't know. Spiritual body. Spiritual body is what? It's the guide, right? And the spiritual body is always what? The same color, right? It's the, I call it now the soul reflection. Why? Because it's the same color and direction as your soul. Right? Everybody's spirit body is the same color and direction as your sun or your solar seal. Is that right? Am I telling a fib or am I misleading y'all or what? Huh? Right? So everybody should be looking at a white page, a red page, a yellow page, or a blue page of your same solar seal connection. Right? Right?
Right.
Say something.
Right.
Okay. No. Thank you for saying something. So that everybody knows what your spirit body, and this is one of the most oft used, this is the oft used body or guide. Everybody talking about my spirit led me. My spirit didn't feel right. You know, I'm going with my spirit. You know, I'm like that spirit. That spirit. You know, everybody talk about the spirit all day long. Right? That's one of the more that in the human experience, spirit is the one that's often used and most often confused. Because sometimes people equate spirit body with religion or whatever the case may be. The spirit body is your guide. Why does it say your spirit body does what? In what direction? In this direction, what the spirit does? Huh? Know what to do. What is its characteristic? Because remember, the emotional body what?
It's empowering.
The emotional body does what? Okay, y'all, let's go back.
It's
Huh?
empowering. No, it hidden, but emotional empowering.
Okay. All right, we're gonna keep up. We're gonna keep up. The spiritual body does what? Empowers. Empowering sun. Now let's go back. What your emotional body do? It's a hidden sun. Mind you, it's now, and I didn't take time to read what the emotional body's characteristics are in terms of the experience you may have in emotional bodies. So let's go back right quick and go ahead and do that. Let's get somebody who read loud. How about Miss Elaine?
What am I reading?
The emotional body.
Okay.
And you're reading what the emotional body's characteristics are.
Okay.
The hidden
The
signs.
hidden signs.
Say it loud so we can hear you.
Okay, emotional occult body, which is key for me. Hidden signs come from connection.
Okay, listen up, y'all front. Listen up front now, 'cause I know you're getting a little binding there, but I want y'all to hear. I want you to hear. Go ahead.
Okay, hidden signs come from connections between blue or west, yellow or south, red, east, white, north. Connections between hidden suns and Mayan cycles are suns least able to be seen or understood.
Now, mind you, this is the emotional body. Y'all know how this emotional stuff is, that you don't never knew it was coming. You know what the hell was going on, where it came from, why, you know, I got to be going with all this stuff. It's the hidden stuff that's deep down hidden. That we suppress and repress, right? That's the emotional body stuff. Go ahead.
They are mysterious and misunderstood.
Yeah, wow, what the hell? See? Go ahead. I'm trying to do some graphics here. I know how I feel. I got emotional body too. Damn! But go ahead.
It is a connection that feels confused.
Right.
Deep personal connection is a challenge with a hidden sign. But when a connection is made, there is always a surprise and an unexpected realization.
That doesn't mean negative, bad or bad, good or bad or different. See, I know y'all saying negative, but it's not always negative, y'all. Go ahead.
You may feel that a person or a day with the energy of a hidden sun is keeping something from you, thus triggering trust issues. The challenge is to break through this barrier and see the hidden realization. Surprise and mystery always accompany the connection between hidden suns. Expect the unexpected.
If you can expect the unexpected, you never be surprised. You never be taken off the ground. When somebody act a certain way, you like, I expect that unexpected stuff, because, you know, especially when you have trust issues, you know, I got going on. That's your stuff.
So, like, the emotional body is the yellow.
In your case.
Oh, okay, so.
In your case it is, because why? Because it comes from
the
red, east, yellow, south.
So, how about the other yellow things?
What about the other little things? What are you talking about?
The
Every yellow day will be
it,
any yellow direction, because yellow is yellow.
okay.
Any southern direction is a little different
So it
language.
doesn't matter if it's not our host.
No, that's why if you don't listen, we ain't gonna hear that.
Okay.
Check it out what it says. Read it. So it says, when you're dealing with, read what this is right here. You may
Feel that a person.
all day, see what you did, all you did is ask the reverse question.
Okay.
Before you asked the same question about a person,
Right.
now you ask about the day, and it's in the same line.
Okay.
So the day or person could be the experience you're having that may be an emotional experience, right? Finish reading.
The aspect?
Yeah, no, but did you read the whole thing?
I read
I didn't hear the last line. Say the last line again.
expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected. So I want you to be able to understand that on an emotional day or emotional direction or your emotional body, because you're living through those bodies all the time, though. Don't wait for a day to happen or experience to happen. This is what you're made up of. This is what your body. So you have to nurture your body. So in Miss Lady's case, what is your emotional body's characteristic? What is the solar seal?
Key.
Right, it's key. So your emotional body, the emotional relationship you're having with, say, Aja,
Where's the attendance sheet?
it's an emotional connection. Right?
Yeah, that's how we just. What's up, Key?
Right. Because I have that emotional connection. That doesn't have to be negative or whatever. But who knows, what kind of experience it had, because now it's a hidden realization there. Always going deeper. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff is deeper than y'all can go to, You see what I'm saying? Right? In your case, your yellow body for your case will be what? Yeah.
Physical.
So your physical body, your relationship on that level will be a physical body. So let's go down, because we're running out of clock time, right? Here we go. Y'all ready? So we have the spiritual body is your guide. So now you can say, when your spirit is leading you, ask the question, is it true? And you really your spirit leading you or you just drunk? Yeah, some of that wine, you calling it spirits. And really your spirit leading you. Because now you know directly to your spirit, because your spirit tells you what? Go to your spirit page. And because you came in on what? White, I mean blue, your spirit page will be blue, right? So read what it says about empowering sons. Speak loud so we can hear you.
Empowering suns are always the same color, direction as a sacred sun being explored. Empowering suns have an energy of familiarity. Interaction with an empowering day or person brings a sense of strength because the essence of their direction is magnified.
The essence of the direction is magnified because it's the same color, right? So the essence of the direction, whether it be east, north, west, or south, because it's the same direction, it's going to be magnified, it's going to be increased. That's why people say your soul and spirit are always identified as being one, right? But the soul and spirit have different characteristics, even though they're one. The spirit empowers your soul to do your life work. You see, the spirit, what you do with your life work, with your energy, your life force. The spirit only helps the soul do its purpose. If you have the spirit, you have no spirit, you can't get soul ain't gonna get on purpose. And that's what the spirit is there for, to empower your soul. Y'all follow me? Y'all with me? Okay, go ahead.
Interactions with empowering sons are inspiring and supportive and sometimes confronting.
Yeah, because the spirit gonna confront you about that. What's up? What you gonna do, man? You got all these issues, man. People, the job, the supervisor bothering you and all that. Spirit like, look, what you gonna do? You gonna stay there and you're gonna get out on your life work and do and trust yourself. Empower yourself, man. They're gonna fire them. They're not gonna fire you. You fire them because you're not on your life work and that purpose. So your spirit's gonna confront you to do that. Go ahead.
These energies give you something to think about. A deep triggering into a more expanded awareness may occur. These empowering days or people reflect to you a stronger, more empowered you and guide you to a deeper realization of your cosmic self.
Right. So therefore, you have to understand that now, what's your spirit's name? What's your spirit's solar system? So now when you talking about Akbar, I'm trying to get you to support me. You gotta ask Akbar. Akbar is what? What's Akbar's characteristics?
Artist,
Akbar's an artist. Go, what's the next one?
participation, belief in abundance, learn from dream time.
Mm-hmm. So now your spirit tells you that, listen to what's going on, trying to retain your dreams. That's where some of your answers that you're asking for is there. So now you got to find a way to capture those dreams. Inception. Something like that. Or, a dreamscape. You got to find a way to snatch those dreams up because your answers are in the dream time. Right? So therefore now you maybe going to get some water, put it under your bed or by the bed, some fresh distilled water. So you can capture some of those dreams. Get up in the morning, write something, write them down. So you can get your answers because you're asking questions, but you're retaining the answers, so therefore you're off course. But the answers are coming to you. Go ahead. Akbar is giving you your answers.
Gifts are protection of the night. You are the mystery of life.
Okay, so now the night is where you're protected. How you and that get along? There you go. So you're protected. All right. What's yours?
My name of the spirit is Esnab.
Esnab. This one right here. And that one over there.
Esnab.
The one over there, turn around. Turn over the sword. They stomach around, Go ahead.
My aspect.
Yeah, what's the aspect of Esnab?
Warrior.
Say it again.
Warrior.
Warrior, right.
Ain't do but tell the truth.
Go ahead.
Work on groundedness.
Now, this is your spiritual body telling you, work on groundedness. What?
Wise use.
Wise use of honesty and self-understanding. What are the gifts? Scrying the unseen. What does scrying mean?
Uncovering. I don't know. You get behind things that.
Yeah, scrying is like the obsidian, and it's like you go deep into something. Scry means to go deep into the unknown, to the abyss. Scry the unseen. Can't find it in the regular dictionary, but you'll find it if you look for it long enough because they got the answer. It's there. It is a word. Go ahead.
Fluidity. Persistence.
And when you have issues,
surrender illusions of separateness.
Right, feeling that you're separate apart and everybody's gonna like you, you can't get along, nobody's supporting you, you feel like what's the next one?
Fear.
Abandonment issues?
Abandonment, yeah.
Yeah. And what else? That's your spirit telling you that. So you gotta get out of that, and you have to